Mara had been house-sitting for 3 nights when she noticed the first strange thing. Every morning, the old grandfather clock in the hallway showed a different time from when she'd gone to bed, always 10 minutes fast. She assumed it was just old and finicky, like the house itself. On the fourth night, the wind rattled the windows hard enough to wake her. She checked her phone. 3:07 a.m. Groaning, she rolled out of bed and wandered into the hallway. The clock's pendulum swung steadily. It now read 3:17. Fine, she muttered. Be weird. She reached up to adjust it, but her fingers froze before they touched the wood. The pendulum had stopped mid-swing. It hung perfectly still, yet the ticking grew louder. Tick, tick, tick. She backed away and went to the kitchen for water. When she returned, the pendulum was moving again, slow and deliberate as if it had never paused. The clock now read 3:18. She shivered and went back to bed. The next morning, she found muddy footprints on the inside of the back door. She stared at them, confused. Bare footprints, small, like those of a child or a very thin adult. They led toward the stairs, but disappeared halfway up. Raccoons don't open doors, she whispered. She texted the homeowner, Mrs. Sintra, but received no reply. That night, she slept with the bedroom door locked. At 2:58 a.m., knocking jolted her awake. 3 slow taps, right on her bedroom door. Her breath hitched. She stayed silent. Again, tap, tap, tap. She grabbed her phone with trembling hands and typed a message to 911, but before she could send it, the knocking stopped. Then, she heard it. Footsteps walking away. She waited 10 minutes, heart hammering, before finally cracking the door open. The hallway was empty, but the grandfather clock now read 3:08, exactly 10 minutes ahead of her phone. Unable to sleep, she sat on the couch until morning. When the sun rose, she noticed something new. The family photos on the wall, portraits of smiling people she didn't know, had changed. In every frame, one person's face was blurred out, smudged, except the last photo. That one wasn't blurred, it was missing entirely. Someone had cut the face out with a blade, and the hole where the face had been was exactly the size of a bare footprint. She packed her things and decided to leave early, even if she couldn't reach Mrs. Sintra. As she hauled her bag to the door, she froze. The grandfather clock chimed behind her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 slow chimes, though it was still morning. She turned. The clock face had changed. Instead of numbers, each hour mark now showed a small photograph. Photos of her. Her at the sink, her watching TV, her sleeping, all taken from inside the house. At the top of the clock, where the 12 should have been, was a final photo. Her bedroom door, with a pale gray hand reaching through the crack. A whisper drifted from behind the clock. Just 10 minutes more. The pendulum stopped. Footsteps rustled behind it, and something stepped out. The thing that stepped out from behind the grandfather clock was not human. It had the shape of a person, but its limbs were too long, its skin too pale, stretched thin like wet paper. Its face, if it had a face, was a smooth surface, as if someone had erased every feature. Yet somehow it was looking at her. Mara stumbled backward, knocking her bag over. "Stay away," she choked out, but her voice cracked and vanished in her throat. The creature tilted its head. A ripple moved under its skin, like something shifting deeper inside it. Then it lifted one hand, its fingers impossibly long and jointed wrong, and pointed at the clock. The pendulum twitched. Tick. The creature took one step toward her. Tick. Another step. Its foot made no sound when it touched the wood floor. Tick! Mara bolted. She sprinted toward the front door, fighting with the locks, but the deadbolt refused to budge. It felt as though someone was holding it in place from the other side. Her hands slipped with sweat. The ticking grew louder behind her. "Come on, open!" She slammed her shoulder against the door, but it didn't move. The ticking stopped. Her blood turned cold. Slowly, she turned. The creature was inches behind her, its featureless face tilted down toward hers. She could feel cold air spilling off it, colder than winter, colder than breath should ever be. It lifted a finger and gently tapped her forehead. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then the house shifted. The walls stretched upward, the ceiling pulled away. The floor seemed to tilt like a carnival mirror. The lights flickered, dimmed, then went out entirely, leaving only the faint glow of the clock face behind her. The ticking resumed, but now it echoed directly inside her skull. She staggered back, clutching her temples. "What do you want from me?" A voice answered, not aloud, but inside her mind, curling like smoke. "Time." The creature took her wrist in its cold hand. Her bones throbbed under its grip. It leaned close, and the blank surface of its face began to bulge, as if features were pressing from the inside trying to break through. Then suddenly, a mouth formed on the blank surface, crooked, too wide, trembling like wet clay. And in the creature's shaking whisper she heard, 10 minutes. The room snapped back to normal. Mara was standing in the middle of the living room alone. The creature was gone. But the clock, that cursed clock, now read 10 minutes later. And across its glass face, smeared in something dark and gelatinous, were two words written by a shaking finger. Next time.